Hello, campers. It's a very happy Monday to you all. It's a bloody wet Monday here in Melbourne, but it's been an amazing week and a really, really good weekend. So I hope you all had a belter. If you want to ask any questions, please post them in the comment section below or send me a text message. First thing I want to ask you, though, gang, how are we going out of 10? How's your weekend been? How much success have you had? I had a lot of text messages from agents that are just really happy with how things are going. But let me know. Post your scores in the comment section and share in some of your success stories if you've had some. I've had lots and lots of people telling me that they've had some real success, which is superb, and that is all around the country. So today is all about Monday Magic. We'll do a quick around the grounds, go through all the scores on the doors from every single state, and then we'll talk about a couple of different things, especially Victorian state changes with regards to the lockdown changes and all that sort of stuff. A bit of a tip of the cap to South Australia and the way that they handle things as well. And then I just wanted to give a little sort of nudge around 2021 and what you might want to be focusing on, which is something that isn't what is the normal go in real estate when it comes to setting your goals and all that sort of stuff. All right. So it'll be a nice, short, sharp one today. Okay, gang. And I want to get you guys up and running with a bit of energy. So get fired up, gang. And look, if you are struggling for whatever reason, you can always hit me up. My door's always open. If you're finding yourself getting caught behind or struggling or panicking because of the fact that you feel you need to be getting more action, please get in touch with either myself or someone that can give you a little bit of perspective. The last thing you want to do is start to take desperate action. That is not what you want to do, okay? So, again, quick around the grounds, and I'll post the scores in the ticker below. Victoria, 81%. New South Wales, 78%, which is great. Queensland nudging up, but a really good number of private sales for them. South Australia, well done, 88%, even though you had a load of lockdown issues and whatnot. ACT, the stars of the show once again. I know the numbers aren't great, but to consistently hit late 80s, early 90% clearance rates is quite outstanding. So very, very well done to everybody in the ACT. Victorian momentum certainly built. I mean, I personally felt a heck of a lot of action. And look, there was only one or two that didn't go through from our team on the weekend, but they both saw action. The ones that didn't sell both saw action, both got to a really, really positive level, and just needed a little bit of tweaking and vendor expectations perhaps bring into a greater sense of reality. But the numbers themselves were outstanding across the board. So well done to all of our clients that sold by. They've done an extremely good job over the weekend. Really looking forward to seeing what happens on the coming weeks. South Australia, well done to you. I mean, look, the mess around that you guys copped over the course of last week was just mental. It really, really was. And the fact that you managed to get yourselves through with an 88% clearance rate and still do a solid number of sales. You dropped a little bit in the private sales side of things, but you still managed to do some good numbers. So very well done to the brothers and sisters over in South Australia. And ACT, wow. 92%, rocking and rolling. It's just a very, very impressive level of consistency in ACT. Goes to show as well that they do take their craft seriously. You know, the fraternity of auctioneering in ACT is unbelievable. Very, very good. Lots of auctioneers that come from different companies, competing companies. Always they're coming together and they're practicing on the regular. So it's showing in the results. So well done to them. Gang, what else have we got to talk about? So around the grounds. So what we'll talk about is the Victorian real estate lockdown update. So just to clarify for everybody in Victoria, okay, that now auctions have been increased. So you are allowed to now have 50 people attending your auctions outside and 20 people attending auctions inside, which is good news. It means that you don't have to be as twitchy about having more people attend auctions. I know that a number of agencies in the area, in Victoria, are really sort of been holding back from doing too many auctions because of that concern of having too many people attend. Look, you really shouldn't have to stress about that now. 50 can turn up outside, 20 inside, which is great. No masks outside anymore, which is a really good bit of news for Victorians. Just make sure, though, with your auctions, maybe get the auctioneer to declare, and sales guys and gals, if you are doing that initial walk out to the crowd, just remind everybody to keep their distances. That would be a really smart move, if you ask me. Now, private inspections have been increased to 20, so you still cannot have open for inspections advertised on your listings. You really can't do that. They still need to be pre-registered. So what you need to do there, gang, is just make sure that if you've got any buyer inquiry, as soon as you lock in your first inquiry, for example, so say for example, you book in an inspection, your first inspection that gets booked in is, say, at 12 p.m. Make sure that you remind everybody in your office, but then tell every single buyer that you do come across after that, say, look, I'm going to be there at 12 o'clock till 12:15 or 12:20. I'd probably stretch those 15-minute appointments out a little bit now if you're going to have 20 people at them. And then just try and get people, say, look, will 12 o'clock suit? Yep, wonderful, great. You don't ask if you don't know. And that's one of the big mistakes that is so easy to fix. You just got to ask. And then it provides yourself with a lot more control over your diary. One of the big things that I know real estate agents do, they'll just take the inquiry, see when the buyer wants to do the inspection, and then completely muck their diary around to suit. Go the other way. Say, hey, look, I've got an inspection booked there at 12 p.m. You're more than welcome to attend. Is that going to fit for you? Yep, wonderful, fabulous. I'll see you there. So then just make sure you're just a little bit more savvy with your diaries, all right? Now, officers. The official word from Captain Dan was 25% of your workforce can get back to the office, which is, again, a really good move. It's a really good start, right? Now, but the one thing that was clarified by Leah at the REIV, which is a real handy thing to know, if you have under 40 employees, which is the vast majority of real estate offices, you are allowed 10 people at the office space, as long as you can manage the distance rule, the capacity rule, so I think it's one person every 4 square meters. As long as you can do that, then you should be fine to have your team turn back up to the office. Which, look, I know a lot of directors are going to enjoy that. They're going to be relieved about that. But a number of salespeople and PMs especially will love being around their team again. Property managers especially, I do know that they have been feeling really isolated because, you know, they don't have to go out as often as salespeople, so therefore they are stuck at home a lot more and still dealing with all of the crap that they normally deal with, right? So to have their team around them is going to be a massive win from a morale point of view. So good news there. Make sure you're doing the right thing, though. Make sure you're contact tracing. Make sure you've got all your COVID safe plans, and then make sure that you have your workspaces as spread out as you possibly can. It's a very, very important thing. Chances are 1 or 2 of you are probably going to get looked at. You're probably going to get looked into. Police are probably going to do some sort of up and down the high street style, walking in, checking in, making sure everyone's doing the right thing. I can see that coming a mile off. So just make sure you've got all your bits and bobs in order, gang, and then enjoy each other's company a little bit. I'm sure you're really looking forward to that. Now, last one. Just wanted to talk about 2021 very, very quickly and talk about when you're setting your goals. Now, realistically, gang, we really do need to be getting our head around what 2021 looks like. Not easy given the tumultuous year that we've had, but it's certainly something that we've got to really have a bit of a thought about and a bit of a go at trying to work out how we want 2021 to play out. Now, just talking about the sales side, and this applies to directors, but it also applies to salespeople as well, especially those salespeople that have got grand visions of, some good growth, maybe setting their first PA on or their first buyer agent on, or, really growing that pod of theirs. A lot of the time we tend to focus on GCI, right? Gross commission income, okay? Which is the top line income before all of the costs and all that sort of stuff come through. What I believe is the fact that that really can put us into a bit of a false sense of security. And look, it's shown, right? Because some seriously decent people in the space have kind of found themselves caught short a little bit when it came to all of the lockdowns and so on and so forth, because they're dealing in GCI. But if you focus too much on that, you're really not paying attention to all of the costs that are coming through your business as well. And look, I personally, with Soul Buy especially, one of the big wins that I had was the fact that I tend to focus more on a profit side of things as opposed to a gross income point of view, because then it made me really hone in on creating greater efficiency within my business that increased my bottom line by around about, I think it was about 20%. So you need to have a think about when you're setting your targets, when you're looking at setting your goals for next year, you've got to know your baseline in terms of minimum number of transactions that one needs in order to pay the bills and so on and so forth and put food on the table, whatever. But when it comes to growth, I'd perhaps suggest that instead of thinking about GCI, think about NPI, net profit income. You've really, for me, you need to be setting the triggers that will allow you to do your growth via that net profit income. Because if you just focus on GCI, then chances are you're going to be omitting some of the unnecessary costs that are just going out of your business that you believe are helping to create momentum, but as a matter of fact, it could actually be harming the actual profit at the end of the day. So instead of doing GCI targets, maybe have a think and, chat. If you're a salesperson, chat to your director as well, because you will have splits. So you want to make sure that your desk costs are covered and all that sort of stuff. And then from there, set your targets based on net profit, not gross commission, because that will help you to focus on your efficiency. It will make you a lot more conscious about the money that you spend as well. And then when you get to a certain level of net profit, you'll have a much greater idea as to what you can safely expend from a monetary point of view if you do want to take someone on as a PA or a buyer agent or sort of outsource your social media or those sorts of things, all right? So less GCI, more NPI, net profit income is what you perhaps need to be focusing on next year, because we need to be still focusing on running as well, as efficient, as lean as possible, so that we don't sell ourselves short just in case it rears its ugly head again next winter. All right, gang? So have a think about that, and make sure you get that buffer in place. Have a look at what the costs were last winter, account for that next winter, and then work from your net profit after that, so that you can make sure that if you do expand, you can do it in a bit more of an educated way, in a sustainable way. All right, gang, I'm going to love you and leave you. Enjoy your week. If you have any questions, I will be here Thursday night, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Tonight at 7 o'clock on Property TV, I have a great chat with the brilliant David Stewart. We talk about all sorts of stuff. The need for humans in a technology-based era. The reasons as to why humans are still so important when progression comes through. But also we talk about the challenges around commission now that some clients are starting to realize that we're creating greater efficiencies with our time because of technology, and therefore the whole question of, well, why should we pay you what we pay you if you're not going to be doing as much work, which is a common issue that lots and lots of agents face. So we do sort of dig into that towards the end of the conversation as well. So tune into Property TV tonight at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, or you can revisit it at any time during the week after tonight. And I'll see you on Thursday night on this channel on 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Take care, my friends. Have yourselves an awesome week. We'll speak to you soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy.